I'm Sergeant Starns. I'm with the Grandview Heights Police Department. I've been here for 16 years working for Grandview Heights. I want to start basically with narcotics that we're seeing here in Grandview. And these are the four big ones that we see quite frequently here. So the top two are your opioids, and those are the main ones that we see. So heroin and fentanyl. The heroin that we see here comes in many different forms, but typically it's going to be a white powder. And fentanyl as well, white powder. We've seen increasingly this rise in methamphetamines. We've had several overdoses this year and last year where meth and crack cocaine, our next one, was involved. The picture here that I've placed on the screen is pretty much what it takes for a lethal dose of each one of those. Heroin is a pretty small amount, but when you add fentanyl to it, it's an even smaller amount, very, very little. And then your carfentanil, which is extremely powerful, and it's basically just a little stack. So I want to talk a little bit about the HOPE Task Force, which stands for Heroin Overdose Prevention and Education. This is a multi-jurisdictional task force that we joined a few years ago, and it's facilitated through the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. The overdose survivors in an attempt to ascertain the source of supply. As law enforcement officers, we've always been trained that you have crime and offender. And for the longest time, we treated overdose victims as criminals. We had to adapt, we had to change. It is an epidemic, and we have to take that into account and change our course of action and try and go after the suppliers on this now. So that's what the HOPE Task Force does, is we go after the supplier. We work with the survivors, we go after the supplier. So our criminal cases with this task force, they involve charges for trafficking narcotics, corrupting others with drugs, and involuntary manslaughter on our fatal cases. We work closely with Southeast Healthcare, the REACT, which is Rapid Response Emergency Addiction and Crisis Team. And the purpose of that is to provide health care and place the surviving victims into counseling, detox, and medically assisted treatment programs. So I will literally, if you're willing, I will go to your house, I will remove you from the house with a nurse or medical staff, and I'll take you to a bed. I will try and get you better. And I'm willing to help you with that, but you have to be willing to take those steps. We provide education material to the victim, associates, families, dangers on dangers of opiate abuse. And we have investigators, an outreach coordinator, and EMT, again, follow up with you within really 48 hours. So if you are lucky enough to survive the overdose, we'll try and do it right then and there once you seek your medical care. If it's something where we have to transport you to the hospital and maybe there wasn't a possibility for us to speak with you right away, then we'll do it within a couple days. We'll go back to your house, not as a law enforcement investigation, but to try and get you help, to try and put you in the rehab and combat the disease that you're facing. So most people want help, is what we found when we go back for these follow-ups, but they have trouble taking those necessary steps. And those that actually do enter the program, they have trouble staying there. Xanax is the big one here, another benzo. We find this more often than probably any other prescription pill right now, is the Xanax. And it's usually in that bar form. These prescription pill bags that we have, these are great. I've taken one home to try it myself. And what they are is it neutralizes your prescription pills. So it's often that a lot of the juveniles or a lot of our youth will actually take pills from their parents or their other family members. We've seen it more so than not. You have to control those. So these were actually donated to us. We received a box of 100 probably a month or so ago. We sent out a media release on them, and we had 0 people ask for them.